Happy 4th of July to everyone out there. I hope you enjoy your day, and I hope it's a safe holiday for everyone. Sorry I haven't been on for a little poke. It's just been real busy at work and a lot of stuff going on. So, but today is July 4th, and what I'm going to do today is I need to replenish all my sights here at the homestead. I'm really excited about this year of hunting. Here at the house, actually, I have a couple of really good bucks that I've seen. So what I'm going to do is I got cameras out everywhere else. I got cameras at the hunting camp, and we have cameras in Ohio. I don't have no cameras out at the off-grid cabin. Don't know how much hunting I will get done there this year, but I need to get some cameras out at the homestead because I got a couple good bucks that I've seen. So we're running in today to the feed store here, not too far from the house, to get some feed. When I say we, I don't know if you can see her back there, my German Shepherd pup. Her name's Pepper. She is just turning 8 months old, and I try to take her everywhere I can in the truck, get her used to riding. When she first was born and riding around, she was getting sick in the car, but she seems to be doing really good now and really enjoying it. So anyway, that's what we'll be doing today. So follow along with me if you want. Just a real quick video. Well, it's 4th of July. So I should have known that this feed store wasn't going to be open today. I don't know what I was thinking. Tractor Supply is open. I was going to travel up there, but I like to give business to the local businesses here. So I'm not going to put out any feed today. What I am going to do is hang my gravity feeders back up. If you guys saw back in, it was one of my earlier videos back in supplemental deer feeding, predator hunting, I think it was the name of the video. I'll put a link to it right here if you even care to look at it. But it shows you the mixes that I use, especially in the late season, and I use the gravity feeders. So I'm going to hang them back up. I'll let you take a look at those real quick. Here they are. The Moultrie self feeders. What I found here at the house is that the big bucks, or actually about anywhere I've hunted, the bigger bucks don't come into the spin feeders, so I try to use gravity feeders. Here's my mineral hole. It's still going good. I need to refresh it, and my tree stand, if you can see it, is right up there. Okay, so I've actually got a couple real decent bucks here at the house. If you look back last year, the 2020 West Virginia first weekend bow hunt, the link will be here. If you see that buck at the beginning of that video, I passed him up and he made it. And he's a pretty good buck this year. He'll be probably good enough to try to harvest if he comes in. But I've got another buck that doesn't live on my property, and he is a nice one, a huge buck. Here's a picture of him. So this buck here is a really good buck. Now, he really blew up after last year. The problem is he's not on my property here where I hunt. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to hang these feeders back up, and then I'm going to do some scouting. He is skirting my property. I'm going to try to see the closest I can get to him and maybe try to draw him in. So that's what I'm going to do. Some of you may say, well, why are you putting your feeders back up now? The way I feed here at the house is I don't run any feed from 3 weeks before turkey season until July here at the house. It's just the way I've always done it. I keep the minerals going, but I don't start feeding till about July. Okay, so I got my feeders up. It's this one here, and this one here. Now these two feeders are different sizes. This one right here, it'll hold about 25 pounds of corn. This one here will hold 50. So we're ready to rock and roll. Minerals stand. I'm gonna go up and check my stand real quick, make sure it's good, and get moving. Okay, up in the tree stand, everything looks good. It's secured. No problems. Everything looks real good. Turn it around here, let you see the vantage point that I have when I'm hunting down here. Yeah, there's a side by side, and there is the there's the feeder there, and second one is over there, and there's the mineral hole. So that's what it looks like. Real comfortable stand. These River's Edge, this is a two-man stand. I installed this also so my son can hunt with me out of it. It's a two-man stand, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty comfortable. So go ahead and head down and drive on out the ridge, get off, and then start hiking. Okay, I'm gonna walk on out here, say about maybe 300 yards out around this ridge here, and I think this buck is bedding on the other side of this ridge. I want to see if there's sign from last year over there, and I know what you're thinking. I should have scouted this in the winter. And you're absolutely right, I should have. But I didn't think that this buck was in my core area where I could hunt him. Looking at his movements this year, I realized I was 100% wrong. He is huntable on my property. Lesson learned. No excuses. I need to get out in the winter after hunting season and look for sign. I always did. But just like all of you, or most of you probably, you have responsibilities, you have families, you've got a job, and sometimes you just can't get out and do it. Now, in my 20s and 30s, sometimes my priorities would get a little mixed up when it came to chasing deer. I would always be out there. It didn't matter. I look at things a little different now that I'm a little older, but I still should be able to make some time to do some winter scouting. And I did do some winter scouting. I just didn't I was scouting where I always hunt, which I like to do, see if there's anything different going on. But whenever I have new pieces of property or another area that I want to hunt, the best time to do that is in the winter. And oh well, I know that when the rut's on, this buck runs this flat right here. I know he does. This is the only flat that I don't have covered, and I know he's got to be using it. He's not on it early season, but when the rut comes in, I know he'll have to come through this flat. And it's just a matter of whether or not I'm there when he does. Okay, so scouting along, I noticed this Looks like somebody had made a blind at one time. You can see it. Looks like it has been used for quite a while. But somebody at some time was thinking the same thing that I am. It's interesting. It's a pretty cool spot. Now this is not on my property. This is on property that I have permission to be on. And there's some other people that hunt it, but I did find this blind. It's interesting. Always means that you're on a you're thinking right when you find remnants of old stuff like the old tree stands, things like that. It looked like there was an old mineral pile or something right here, but I don't know why you'd want it 3 feet from your blind, but I don't know. Whenever I'm out hunting on public land or out in the national forest and stuff like that, once in a while you'll come upon them old wooden tree stands up in the tree that you wouldn't even notice. They're so rickety and old and obviously can't use them, but those old timers knew something, and that's why those stands were there. And I always find it kind of neat when you come across old stuff like that, and I just find it interesting. So I'm gonna press on here, and this isn't the area that I wanted to look at. It was going out to it, but it's just interesting to find stuff. Okay, so I think I know what's going on with this buck. There's a piece of property I used to hunt about 20 years ago. It's just a pain to get back into, and it took me to walk into this place to realize that this is probably this buck's core area where he's at. I didn't want to walk down into it and disturb anything, but there's a flat on top, and over that flat it's straight up and down, almost, I mean there's not much of grade. It's like straight up and down, and the whole side of the mountains like that. And then there is the bottom where the river's at, and then there's one flat along the right above the top. And in the summer it's cool, there's shade in there, and I think early season that's where he's been staying. I think that's where he's at now, and all he's doing is coming up to that flat or going down towards the river and then coming out. And I've been seeing him in the field at a house, because the house is right there on the bottom, and I think that's what he's doing. There's no way. The only way you can hunt him is to hunt around him, because any way you try to access that, he's laying in a place where he can watch you come in, he can watch you come out, and that's why he's so big, and he'll be tough. But that flat that I showed you earlier, that flat connects to the flat that he can come up to, and if he comes around out that flat towards my property, I can get a shot at him. So I'm going to have to put something out on that flat and try to keep some does over there, so maybe in the rut he'll screw up and come in. But he'd be very tough to hunt where he's at now. I don't know, I gotta think about it. I'll try to figure some stuff out. But I'm going to go ahead and start the long trek back to the side by side where Mother Tree Stand is, and I'll meet up with you guys. I know it's not ideal conditions, but I love being out here. I love being out in the woods, even though it's 4th of July. I love it. Scouting around. But I'm sure I'm covered in ticks, but I'm going to get back. All right, walking along, and found this. Now this is a scrape from last year. You can still tell where this must have been a really good community scrape here. You know, you can find, you know, them really big or really good community scrapes. You can find them throughout the year. You know, they'll always go back to them most of the time. But this must be a scrape that they use every year. But I just thought I'd share that with you. As last year's scrape, probably been going for a few years, but yeah, obviously hasn't been used yet this year. But it's you can still locate them. Maybe give you a little jumping them up.
Just glad to get out in the woods today.
I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here.
A few things out. Any excuse to get in the woods for me is a good day. So I'm happy to be out. Upcoming next weekend, I have to get up to the off-grid cabin. I got a little work to do up there. Probably going to stay the night there and get a few chores done there. And then the following week, I'll be going up to the hunting camp. We got some cameras out there. We're going to pull them, see what's going on. Got some work to do at that cabin, trying to get it ready for hunting season, and go from there. So you know, busy July. It it always is. And also I want to give a if you guys are into deer hunting and real good quality videos, you need to check out Seaman Brothers Outdoors. SIMAN Brothers. SBO is SBO Outdoors. They have some really good content on their YouTube channel, and their film quality and their trail camera pictures are almost comparable to almost like bigger name hunting shows that you see on the Sportsman's channel, things like Heartland Bowhunter. I think that their videography and things like that are getting that good, and so it may be something you want to check out. They just have a YouTube channel. They have some pretty interesting stuff going on there. Also, when I get down to the cabin, there's two other channels I'm going to do a shout out, but I won't wait till I get down to the off-grid cabin to give them their shout outs, because they do a lot of cabin videos, and I really enjoy their content and enjoy interacting with those guys, and I'll talk about them on the next video. But anyway, guys, please enjoy your 4th of July, and as always, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.